Hello everybody, welcome back to Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're going to pimp our yong heng. And I've been busy making a bunch of parts or 3D printing a bunch of parts for this build. Now, as everybody remembers, I was using this screen as a radiator shroud or screen. Well, I didn't like that. It was basic. I knew it was temporary anyway. So we scrapped that and made this piece that will go on. But we had a few issues. When printing it, this corner here rolled up, and then this section right here rolled up for about 1/4 of an inch across it. So I'm going to have to think of another way to use this without having to print another one. So basically what I'm going to do is we're going to try to salvage as much of this as we possibly can. And once we get down to the compressor, I'll show you what I plan. So then, as you guys can see here behind me, one of these showcases, well, this used to be the track on both sides that went the whole distance of the shelf. Well, I had a bunch of those, and I took 2 of them apart, and I had a bunch of these laying around that I could use for slides. So this is the drawer that I 3D printed, and it takes 3.5 days to print that bad boy, and that's not counting this part right here. Now I'll explain to you what this part is. I just took and printed the drawer out with it laying on the bed like this. Well, when you get up here to the top, it can't print this part right here because it's a 90-degree overhang. So what I do is I print the drawer without a face. Then I print this plate that will go on with pop rivets, and then the center screw, it vibrates, but once you put the center screw in for your whatever I'm going to put on it, which is probably going to be out of aluminum, just a knob, fancy knob on both of them with threads. So I'll put a stud in here and screw it into that hole. So then I made some inserts, and these inserts are different. I've got one that looks like that, which I just kind of imagined what I would want to use in it. So basically I made a bunch of these going across it so that we could hold your big fill probes, just like that. So we can keep all of our fill probes individually in its pocket. Alright, and then we've got the one for the Challenger, which goes in a long one. Alright, well then I made this hole right here so you can get your finger down in there to grab a hold of it. I don't think I needed to though, but then it gave me an idea. Well, what if I don't have 4 of these big ones? What if all mine are little in that particular drawer? We can put them in just like that right there. So you got 3 different ones here for the small ones. Alright, so then this one's for the big probes, the ones with the Foster fittings on them. So then I made this one, which takes all the small ones. And you just reach in, grab it, and go on with your bad self. So my yong heng is going to take 2 drawers. So I've got one that's that one, and then we've got one that is that one. And then you got an open compartment over here for other little stuff. So just like so. And I thought that was a pretty cool way to make these drawers. Alright, well, then I got to thinking about a faceplate. So let me move this stuff out of the way here. So then I thought, well, let's make a faceplate. Well, this one here ain't gonna work. I put the hole in the wrong place. So if I was to put the hole in the right place, it would be down a little bit. But I put the hole over here in the wrong place. So I needed that hole to be here on this leaf. So basically I just went and I'm reprinting another one right now where this leaf is here and this leaf is here and these 2 little ones are in the place. I just switched them around. And then I put the hole in here so that way I can pop rivet those to this center plate. But I'm not going to do that until I've got it in place and these here are aligned correctly so that they're in line with each other. And then in the center I'll have a knob that I'll make. But I want these a little bit wider. These are 38 millimeters. I want 40 millimeters, so we just went 2 millimeters bigger simply because this was 40 millimeters. This was smaller. So this is what we got going on here. We're going to use this as a track. Alright. And that will go in there, and then you can slide it in and out. Now I'll probably put some kind of a spring on this that will, or I don't know what we can use, but I would like to put a stop on it, but I'm not sure how I'd want to do that. Probably just make it so that you can pull the whole drawer out and set it aside if you needed to. But anyway, that's the drawers. You got 2 drawers. You got the second drawer. And we've got our slides. Now I'm not going to install these on camera simply because I just don't want to. Alright, so let's put you down here to the yong heng and show you what we got. Alright guys, as you can see, we've got our gauge working. Let me turn the light off so you can see it. Turn this one off. And I would really like these to light up, but I can't seem to find these like the other guy, Yong Heng Hot Rod Shop, found. I can't seem to find them nowhere, and nobody wants to let me know where they found them, so I'm not going to have lighted ones. So anyway, so we've got the gauge for my level, water level, and it is reading correct. So this one here is the pump, This one here is the fan. So let's pump her up. And then we turn the fan on. And as you can see, it's at 22 Celsius, which is around about 75, 76 degrees, somewhere around there, I believe. Maybe 70. But they're all reading around about the same, 22, 22, 22, and 22. So then I came around here to the back and did some policing with the wiring. Yeah, it's still not the best, but basically what I had to do was take and run these wires down through here because my drawer was going to hit them, and I didn't want them wearing at my wires. So I 3D printed some of these pieces here that I made. And they have a slot in them in both directions, and a countersunk hole so that when you put it in, the screw goes below the surface, so that when you put your zip tie through it, then you can zip tie stuff to the thing. So these are screwed to the wood, and then I put these wires up and ran zip ties so I could run them down here nice and neat and out of the way. And this wire here wasn't an issue. So now we've got all this below where the drawer is going to go. So we're going to put our drawer in here. So we're going to have two of them, but I can't do the drawers until the faces are done. Now this switch here actually came with the fan. Yeah, the fan is double switched, but I didn't want to cut this wire, so I just left it in place. So basically it acts as a safety shut off. You can turn that on and the fan won't come on. But now that I've got the top switch on, now we got it. So then over here I just took some two-sided sticky tape and put those up on there, and that hides or keeps this wire nice and neat. And then I want to put a exit. So I want to put a valve here somewhere and make it so that I can drain this if I ever wanted to, because if draining it right now would be a nasty mess. So in order to drain this, I would have to siphon this out all the way down as much as I can get out of it, turn it forward, you know, tilt the compressor forward, and then work with that. Well, I'm not going to do that. We're going to make an actual shut-off valve so that we can evacuate the tank. So then I just put a power strip on the back here, and that acts as a safety switch for everything. So if I wanted to turn everything off, I could. So anyway, then I made this plate down here to cover that wood and to cover this wire. Now that wire, there's not really a whole lot you can do to cover it, because I wanted the probe to be in the center of the radiator. So but the way we're going to fix this problem on the bottom here is I'm just going to take two aluminum strips about as wide as this is right here, and this one down here, and then we're going to drill a hole in the end of it where that is, and where that is. And then we're just going to put an aluminum plate across both the top and the bottom, and that will hide that frickin' misprint. That looks nasty. But I'm not going to reprint this, so we're just going to make 2 little strips to go on that. And I can probably give you a pretty decent idea of what it would look like, because it would be about as wide as that right there, and we can look at it from the front, and that's what it would look like. So I think that would look pretty cool. So see, accidents and misfits can be turned into beautiful things. So remember that, guys. Sometimes mistakes are actually a good thing. So don't knock yourself too bad for having something go wrong, because if you think about it, you can turn it into something different. So then I'm thinking about printing out me a couple of these little leaves and just pepper them all over the place. I don't know yet. I might have too much busyness going on right now, so I've already got 1, 2, 3 logos. So we definitely know it was made by Bison Workshop. I'm pretty sure we can tell that. So I might be logoing the death out of it. So anyway, there is the Yong heng cooling system that I built for the Bison Workshop, and I'm probably going to do some more to the compressor. I like the black frame compressor I had before, so I'm thinking real serious about taking the this compressor out of this frame and putting it in the other frame, simply because I'll guarantee you this thing's got the capacitor that's just sitting in there dangling, and I haven't taken this apart yet. So that's going to be next. I'm going to be taking this apart and see if I can do the same thing to it that I did to the other one. The other one I mounted it in a different place, and I extended the housing to bring it up higher. I actually have a video of me doing that, so if you wanted to see that, that's about 3 or 4 years ago. So I've already done that video. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.